Hi everybody, it's Cindy from Midland Physical Therapy. Today we're going to talk about back pain again. So more specific, we're going to talk about your disc that can cause back pain by pinching a nerve. So everybody's heard of the herniated disc. So 80% of the population is going to have some type of back pain, and a lot of times what they're dealing with potentially is a disc problem. So what's the disc? Here's the first thing. The disc is a area of fibrous and gelatinous type material that lies between two of our vertebrae. So this is your back, and this would be the same as if I'm standing this direction. This is my spinous processes, or my spine back here. The front of me is here. This is the disc in the middle, and this is the center of the disc. That's the material that can eventually protrude out of the disc walls. So the walls are actually lined with a fibrous type ring, and there are several of them. And what we have learned is that if you have a disc that slightly bulges, a lot of times you don't have any symptoms. So you can bend, walk, run, it's there, and studies have been shown 80 out of 100 people asymptomatic can have a bulging disc, but no back pain. So what happens is, as that progresses and one day they bend over and that bulge now becomes a herniation, the herniation is reaching out more to the edges and pushing on that exterior or outer wall of your disc, and then it's going to hit this. That's the nerve. So they have pain going down their buttock, down the back of their leg, or in some fashion down to their foot. That's sciatica. So the question is, so if I have this, a lot of people think, well, I'm going to have surgery. I'm going to have something significantly done inside of me to make this go away. That's not always the case. The sooner you get help, the better. So typically, if we have someone who has a herniated disc, and it typically is going to bulge one way or the other way. So in other words, out the back to the left or out the back to the right. And these people, when we do an evaluation, and that's important, we try to find out what makes it worse. We try to find out then what can we do to make it better. And one of the most important exercises that we teach is a back extension exercise. So basically, whether they're standing or laying down, we try to block that area and have them bend backward. What we'll find if they're laying on their stomach, they can do the same thing, propping on their elbows or pressing up and keeping their pelvis on the table and pressing up to compress the back of the disc. So here we would compress this down and push the material away from the nerve. So if you're doing that and what you feel is less pain, numbness, tingling in the leg, and more discomfort typically will be felt in the back itself and sometimes in the upper buttock, that's a good sign, because you don't want pain in the leg. That means you've got trouble coming down the road if that doesn't go away. So if we see that it is centralizing or moving out of the leg, more up into the buttock or into the back, rather than in the leg, that's a good sign. So that's one of the top best exercises to do for back pain with sciatica type symptoms, specifically for a herniated disc. If you have more questions, please email us at www.midlandphysicaltherapy.com. A lot of times we need to look at you to give you a lot of advice regarding back pain or sciatica, because there's different reasons for you having back pain or sciatica. You can also email us at cindy@midlandphysicaltherapy.com for more questions, or you need to speak with one of us. Okay, so I'll see you next time. Thanks.